Are ultra-processed foods really as detrimental as they are often portrayed? This question is at the heart of a growing debate about our dietary choices and their implications for health. With ultra-processed foods comprising a significant portion of our daily intake, understanding their effects and how to make healthier choices is crucial. In various European countries, the contribution of ultra-processed foods to daily caloric intake varies widely. For instance, in Italy and Romania, about 14% of adults' daily calories come from these foods, while in Sweden and the United Kingdom, this figure skyrockets to 44%. This stark contrast raises an important question. What exactly qualifies as an ultra-processed food? And what do we truly understand about their health impacts? Gunter Kunle, a nutrition and food science professor at the University of Reading, points out that there is no universally accepted definition of ultra-processed foods. However, many experts utilize the NOVA classification system, which categorizes foods into 4 distinct groups. These include unprocessed or minimally processed foods, such as fresh fruits and milk, processed culinary ingredients like oils and salt, processed foods, which encompass items like canned vegetables and simple cheeses, and finally, ultra-processed foods, which are manufactured using extensive industrial methods. Examples of ultra-processed foods include energy drinks, packaged snacks, mass-produced breads, sugary breakfast cereals, instant noodles, and frozen pizzas. Research has linked diets high in ultra-processed foods to a range of health issues, including heart disease and digestive problems, as well as an increased risk of premature death. However, it's essential to note that not all ultra-processed foods are automatically unhealthy. A recent study from the UK revealed that individuals could still lose weight while consuming a diet rich in ultra-processed foods, provided that their overall nutritional balance is maintained. This finding suggests that the adverse health effects associated with ultra-processed foods may stem more from their tendency to be overconsumed and their high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, rather than the processing itself. For instance, while mass-produced bread is classified as ultra-processed due to the additives that prevent mold growth, this does not necessarily imply that it is harmful to our health. Such nuances highlight that maintaining a balanced diet involves more than simply categorizing foods as ultra-processed or not. Navigating the grocery store can be challenging, especially when trying to discern which ultra-processed items are less healthy and which can be beneficial. Sammy Gill, a registered dietitian and spokesperson for the British Dietetic Association, emphasizes the importance of making informed choices in this complex landscape. If you're looking to simplify your diet in a world dominated by ultra-processed options, Gill offers several practical suggestions. 1. Choose whole foods whenever possible. Whole foods, also known as unprocessed or minimally processed foods, are those that remain as close to their natural state as possible. This includes fresh fruits and vegetables, lean meats, and nuts. For example, opt for oats instead of pre-packaged oat bars, and select whole potatoes rather than instant mashed potato mixes. 2. Select snacks with fewer or healthier ingredients. Instead of flavored yogurts, go for plain yogurt and enhance it with your own fresh fruits and toppings. Replace sugary cereals and white bread or pasta with whole grain alternatives, and consider popcorn as a healthier snack option over crisps. If you do crave crisps, Gill advises checking the ingredient list and choosing brands that contain only potatoes, vegetable oil, and salt. 3. Incorporate more high-fiber foods. Increasing fiber intake is beneficial for most individuals. Fiber is found in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and nutrition experts recommend that women aim for 25 grams and men for 38 grams of fiber daily. Unfortunately, many Europeans fall short of these recommendations. Gill suggests looking for foods that are high in fiber, with those containing at least 3 grams of fiber per 100 grams considered a source of fiber, and those with 6 grams or more classified as high in fiber. 4. Combine ultra-processed and whole foods. If you find yourself eating a meat-based ready meal, consider adding a side salad for extra nutrients. When enjoying pasta with a jarred sauce, Mix in some beans for added fiber and protein. If you're having a frozen pizza, top it with fresh vegetables to enhance its nutritional value. 5. Avoid self-shaming. It's unrealistic for most people to completely eliminate ultra-processed foods from their diets. Focusing too much on a single snack or ingredient, rather than considering your overall nutrition, can be counterproductive. Gill reminds us that what truly matters is the overall quality of your diet over the long term, rather than the occasional indulgence in a slice of cake or a few biscuits. So, what do you think? Are ultra-processed foods a necessary evil in our modern diets, or can we thrive without them? Share your thoughts in the comments below.